What's up, everybody? So today we're doing alternative squats. Now if you hear heavy machinery kicking about, I apologize. That is because we're having trees cut down on the land, and what you can hear is a 6-ton dumper and like a 12-ton JCB going around and moving all the debris after the trees have been cut down. And because I have the doors open on my garage gym today, because it's a lovely day, you're going to hear all that noise. So apologies. This is definitely not ASMR stuff over here. But we're going to change up our Thursday squats, and we're going to try squatting in flats today. Now, if you've watched me for any amount of time, you'll know I squat in heels. I squat in do-ins, which are down there. The reason for that, a couple of them. One, I have exceedingly long legs. If you couldn't tell, it's a whole lot of leg. And two, my ankle mobility, I can quite comfortably say, is probably not the best. I've had 2 semi-major injuries that have affected my ankle mobility. So, I switched to from flats to heels a while ago, many years ago at this point. However, as you'll know, I'm not very good at squatting, like very good whatsoever. I used to be quite good at squatting. So, as like a 120 junior, I hit a 280 squat. Now, by no means is that massively impressive, but it was my first ever competition in powerlifting, and I'd been getting coached for about 6 months at that point. So, yeah, I'm going to try it out again, but I'm going to do some warm-ups first, including that single leg assisted pistol squat, because that felt like it helped a lot. Jesus Christ, that's hard. Oh, yeah, adductors are still very tight and tender from the RDLs I did, and messed up, but ended up discovering a great way to train adductors. Oh. Oh. I'll say I can definitely feel my my lower body more squatting like this. Yeah, like obviously, but I definitely have better foot contact, and it just gives me a little bit more like stability, I feel. I definitely feel more powerful as well, that's for damn sure. Master. Something I'm starting to get back into the habit of doing, which I kind of fell out of doing, I think, because when I used to do it, yeah. Something I've fallen out of habit recently from doing is recording all my warm-ups, and I need to get back into it. The reason I stopped was I used to spend like half an hour just going, oh, you know, I'll sit there and I'll sit there and I'll look at my videos and I'll make sure everything's perfect and everything's moving the way it's supposed to, and then I go, actually, I should just get on. There's a point at which watching like sets back halfway through, you end up just sabotaging yourself because you end up changing your form, and it's like, don't change your form within reason. Like if it's not all that perfect, if your last warm up, now is not the time to change it. Fatigue is too high. You've got to see what you can do on that day. I think it's also why more people need to learn just to take a little bit more time with their warm ups. Currently got Reagan's Stigakis' playlist going, and he's got a good music taste. That man's got a good music taste. It's a good mix. This is feeling great. Really nice. Right, these squats are feeling really nice. Taking a wider grip as well, I can just sit my torso really nicely, which is definitely something I feel like has been missing. But yeah, one of the unspoken benefits about being a coach, or I say benefits, one of the unspoken things about being a coach is halfway through your workout having to communicate with a lifter and try and figure out why their session isn't going as good as they want it to be. That starts sliding down my back a little bit. I might retake that in a second. And continuing on from the topic conversation earlier, being athletes being too worried about their form as they're working out, this is the time period that you should be like, right, yeah, I'm not happy with it, so I'm gonna look at retaking it. You know, my top set might be like 180, 200, 220. I'm not gonna wait till I get up to 180, 220 to go, actually, that form doesn't feel perfect. So, like, it didn't feel great. I could have kept going, but it didn't feel how I wanted it to. So I'm gonna go back and fix it. Yeah, that felt better. That back tension and that core brace was the single best bit of back tension and core brace I've ever felt in my life. Just letting the hands almost like curl down onto the bar. That felt so stable. Like everything here was just packed, and it meant all I had to do was go, right, it's my foot tension where I want it. Now I'm just gonna change it slightly. And I squat and everything felt stable. That felt amazing. Mwah. So I'm gonna do another singular 180. And then I'm just gonna work up to whatever a singlet 7 feels like for today. Whatever that might be. I'm just gonna let this program flow, let it run. Because doing, you know, intention triples, I'm going to treat every single with full intention and just see if I can mimic this and get my body to feel that amazing again. Everything came to me naturally. My foot position, I didn't have to change anything. Love that. Yeah, back tension was a little bit off there, but no, that felt really nice. That feels really good. I just need to get that back tension. If I can get the back tension like that first 180, we're going to be swimming. It's literally just getting that first bit of back tension. Squatting this feels easy. Trying to get my shelf right is the hardest part of this. Jesus, that bar just wants to roll off me. I need to train more readouts, obviously. Yeah. Impeccably well. Like I feel like I'm actually moving at speed and with intent, and it's great. Like I'm getting this inner quad working and it's going. I just need to, if I can just make this bar placement, which to be fair is something I've struggled with, if I can make it consistent, bro, I have no idea where my squat's gonna go, because I haven't felt this stable in like 3 years. I have fought with squat stability for 3 years. So if my body can squat 292 and a half on a shake plate of a base, what the hell can I squat on a stable base? How high does this pyramid go? Now I don't feel like I need wrist wraps, but I do wonder if it'll help just provide a little bit more resistance to keep the bar in place, because at the moment I'm relying entirely on my back, and I want to see if wrist wraps help. Alright, so I worked up 240, and this like new brace and stuff, definitely like the speed that I'm moving this at is perfect. Great, I love it, it's looking good. We're starting to drift slightly away from that stability aspect, so what I'm going to do is quickly chop it back down to 180 and do probably like 2 triples, and then I'll move on to bench, because we've got, I think it's like a 232 and a half double, a 235 double on bench. So I want to stay reasonably fresh, but I'm loving squats. And that's not a sentence I say very often, ladies and gentlemen. I'm loving squats right now. That felt great, staying slightly more like here. That felt lovely. That is the strongest and most stable squats I've ever felt. That's insane. Ooh. Someone's cooking. Someone's cooking. What's that I hear you say? Oh no, he might not forever have a rubbish squat. Do you know how dangerous that is? Do you realize how dangerous it is? If me, the bench guy, gets any of the other two, you give me squat, you can pull whatever you like, you will not touch the subtotal. You give me deadlift, brother, it's game over. How are you gonna lose subtotal and final pull? It's crazy, it's crazy. So, feet up, close grip, 1600. Sometimes I'll even like spotto it, just to start to like lock up this upper body to get it used to that tension point. And then usually from like 140 or 180, 170 if I'm on Cali's, I'll go into an actual like leg drive setup, stuff like that. And that's bench. It really be that easy. To be fair, there used to be a big square bit of wood. Haha! I can see it. So this big square bit of wood, I would usually put under here because the height difference when I put it on these double blocks is insane. Just to try and lift my feeting up a little bit. To be fair though, I think I'm just going to leave it, having tried to just set it up there and be like, yeah, that's too much effort. Too much effort indeed. So 180 is usually where I start trying, to some degree, you know. I'm not having to get hyped or anything, but I am just having to think more about my setup. Like that. Felt good. Felt yummy. All right, last warm up. And yes, we're taking a 15 kilo jump to my final set. Deal with it.
Don't leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it.
You can't get out underneath there.
Get your fingers out of the way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, slightly misread this. That was supposed to be 225, not 235. I wondered why the single at 7 was like, the first rep was just like a little bit, ooh, this is difficult. To be fair, the setup wasn't the greatest, and that's on me. You know, I think that's the first bench I have actually failed to the point of it like racking me in years. Oh well. All right, time to do back offs. That's fine. That feels better. All right, I'm going to quickly sneak one more in, and then I'll head off to pick up Charlie from the train station, because I'm happy after my monumental failure to be able to read the right number. It's time to hit the right back offs at least. I wonder what a 235 double at 7 would have given me for my top single, like a 270 bench, maybe? That would have been dangerous. End of this block though, so I've got my numbers right again. End of this block is a 230 double. So we start at 222.5, which would have been this week. Next week, we'll touch 225 for a double. To be fair, like the 220 single I did, I was like, if I did that for a double, that's about a 7. But I was like, no, it must be just like I misgrouped the 220, because the numbers say 235. Numbers didn't say 235, I just couldn't read. But yeah, back offs and everything. Nearly done, ladies and gentlemen. All right, one more. Alright, I'll see you guys for accessories. Alright, now it's time for accessories. Oh. Right, so very interesting session. The unusual being bench wasn't there, given I did misread it. It was supposed to be 220, 2.5 or 225 instead of 235, so that's on me. And the back off some bench felt great. And then squats just felt amazing. They felt stable. My core brace just felt insane. The bar resting on my back felt great. Yeah, just like internal hip rotation. It was like a brand new squat. It was everything that I'd been looking for, everything I've prayed for. You know, this form where suddenly the weight feels easy. And that's exactly what that did. So I'm very happy with today's session. You know, even though I bogged off the the bench slightly, but I mean, still 235 single at like an 8 week one, whatever. And yeah, I really can't complain. So now Charlie's got her session. What she's going to do is grab hold of those bands like a baby bouncer, and she's just going to have a lot of fun. But yeah, anyway, that is the end of day 39, I believe. And we've got one last day, day 40 tomorrow, deadlift double. I'm looking forward to it. So I hope your lifts stay big, your stresses stay small, and I'll see you for the next episode. Catch.